Does anyone else get super nervous about recommending books? Like, what if the other people hate them, or don't like them, or don't think they're as good as what you thought? But on the other hand, recommending books is super fun, and I really like enjoying it and like getting new recommendations myself. So here we are with another video. Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Today is going to be another recommendations video. If you didn't catch what I was trying to say in the intro, I am recommending some books for you guys today. This is going to be a little bit different though. Instead of recommending a genre or certain books in a theme, I'm going to be recommending some audiobooks for you guys. I have been listening to a lot of books on audiobook recently, and I have a couple here I would like to recommend to you. So the first ones I want to recommend are, of course, the Melanie Dickerson audiobooks by Zonder Van, and they're the Hagenheim books are the ones I've listened to so far, and they are narrated by Jude Mason. She does a fantastic job of telling the story. She does a fantastic job of differentiating between the different characters and the different voices, and has some really good accents thrown in there as well, which are really engaging, and I really like when the author can differentiate between different voices and I can follow along with the story. Of course, Melanie's books and stories themselves need no more recommending because I've been doing that since I started my channel on BookTube. So the audiobooks for these are just as endearing and engaging as the stories themselves. The next two books I'm going to recommend are The Book Jumper by Mitchell Glazer and The Forgotten Book by Mitchell Glazer. The Book Jumper is narrated by Mary Sarah, and The Forgotten Book is narrated by Aaron Spencer. Both of these, again, are really well done. There's several accents that need to be brought out that the authors did really good jobs on. The Book Jumper has some Scottish accents in there, which were really brilliantly done. I was a little confused about Amy and her mother, because technically they should have had German accents, but they would have had different accents because Amy's mother was Scottish and they were living in Germany. So I wasn't too sure how their accents were supposed to be, because she would have been raised in Germany with a Scottish-speaking accented mother, so I'm not too sure how that would have sounded. But the accents were really well done. The story, the voices were differentiated between, and the story was really engaging. The same with The Forgotten Book was also really well done, a really engaging storyline. The author did a very good job of the different voices with the different characters and bringing the different characters to life with those voices and using different tones of kind of bringing the personality of the characters through her tones and different voices for them. The next ones I'm going to recommend are actually a group of audiobooks, and these are the Audible exclusives from Audible for their classics. Now these are narrated by a bunch of different people because a lot of them either have celebrity narrators or just different narrators. Currently I'm listening to Emma, who is narrated by Amy Agutter. I can't say that name. If I have a picture of the audiobook, I'll put it there. I did sample Pride and Prejudice, which is narrated by Rosamund Pike, and that one sounds really good, so I'm very excited for that one. And I have listened to North and South by Elizabeth Gaskell, which was narrated by Juliet Stevenson, and I loved this one. She did such a good job on the Northern British accents. They were really well done. Different voices and the different characters, being able to do male and female characters but still have very distinct voices and personalities for them was just brilliantly done, and this was a very engaging audiobook. Another type of audiobooks I've been enjoying are full cast audiobooks, where they actually have different cast members for the different characters. These are a little bit different than dramatized audiobooks. I haven't found a lot of dramatized ones I've liked because they're acted out. They're not so much reading the book to you, but they're acting out the story, so it doesn't follow the book exactly or word by word the book. And when I'm reading an audiobook, I really want word for word the book instead of just listening to a dramatization of the book or a radio drama. But a full cast audiobook is the same thing when they're reading word for word the book, but they have different actors playing the voices of the different characters. One I would highly recommend for this, in both reading the physical book and listening to these amazing audiobooks, so that your entire family would enjoy this full cast audiobooks, and that is The Goose Girl by Shannon Hale and the entire Books of Bayern series. Now, Hoopla has books 1, 2, and 4 available. Book 3 I did have to get off of Audible, but I would very gladly own all 4 of these. They were amazingly done. The cast of characters that they had for the different characters were just perfectly done. They had great voices for bringing forth those character personalities and traits and really giving you that mental image of what this character is like along with their description. The voices do a really good job of giving you that mental image of what these characters are like. And all of that all put together with this fantastic world building and fairy tale telling that Shannon Hale does just brought forth a really beautiful story all together. Full circle. It was just amazing to listen to. So if you're looking for a really good full cast audiobook, you should really binge listen to all 4 of the books of Bayern. And last but not least, I want to recommend Leia, Princess of Alderaan, or just any of the Star Wars books in general. This Star Wars book was the first one I listened to, and it blew me away. It starts off in a galaxy far, far away, and then it opens with a little bit of the opening titles credit song from the Star Wars franchise. So that was fun to plug into an audiobook and then get that awesome, epic opening music in your ear, and then it starts off into this great story. They have great voices and great characters and great narrators for most of the audiobooks, as well as music from the movies and sound effects. If R2-D2 makes a cameo, you're going to be hearing R2-D2. You're going to be hearing TIE fighter shooting, or X-Wing, or lightsabers, which sadly I didn't get to hear lightsabers in this one. But if there was Jedi in this one, I would have heard lightsabers. Definitely blasters and all those other great Star Wars sound effects. It just makes for a fantastic, engaging story, and I really liked having those classic Star Wars sound effects in while I was reading this audiobook because it made it really fun to picture the story and how it was happening. So far, I've listened to Leia, Princess of Alderaan, as well as the Rogue One novelization on audiobook. I do plan on doing a reread of Rebel Rising on audiobook, and I also have The Force Awakens that I want to listen to on audiobook, as well as Catalyst, or Rogue One story. I did get Leia off of Audible, but Scribd also has quite a few of the Star Wars books available to stream off of there, which was very, very exciting because these books are very expensive, both in Audible and physical form, which is always a bummer. But if I can get them from Scribd, I can save a little bit of money. Those are my first wave recommendations for audiobooks for you guys. If you ever get stuck or in a reading slump, sometimes a really good audiobook is one to pull you out, and these are just fantastic ones to get you going. As always, if you guys have any questions about any of the things I recommend on my channel, leave those questions in the comments and I will answer them to the best of my ability. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!